Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. Let's talk today about being a hybrid. And this is just my own little term that I have coined for the sake of this video. That there was a time, or there have been many times in my life, where especially having experienced complex trauma, as many of you on this channel have, where we feel that we have to wear a mask, or we feel that, and I don't prefer the term mask because it feels as if we are trying to be deceptive, and I know that was not the intention, but rather that we learn to almost be chameleon-like because we have to survive the world that we grew up in or that we were living in. And so we learn to become what they wanted us to be so that we could avoid additional pain, avoid additional judgment, prevent whatever initial trauma triggers caused us to hide. And so being hypersensitive, being empathic, being able to adapt and shift and change to suit the environment can be a very good thing. It certainly is important to be able to read a room and to understand what people need, but there is a fine balance between doing those things and not losing ourselves. And in some cases, we may have never even discovered ourselves because the trauma or the need for becoming who they wanted us to be happened so early in life that it can be very easy to lose sight of who we were made to be or who we would have been naturally had they not shifted us and changed us. So I wanted to talk to you today about being a hybrid, that as we take back our power, we heal our trauma, we understand that some of the ways that we have behaved were trauma responses instead of our authentic self, it can be very challenging, especially in the newly rebirth phase, the new rebirth phase that comes after that trauma and healing. You're left with almost this blank slate of who do I want to be? Who was I made to be? Who am I truly? What truly lights me up and turns me on and brings me alive? And how do I find alignment with my core authentic self? And as we start to, beautiful, it's sunny and raining, so soon will come a rainbow. As we start to the promise of new beginnings, oh, I love it. So as we start to rediscover who we are, we can kind of evaluate ourselves against these other types of people in the world, right? Am I a spiritual being? And if I'm a spiritual being, does that mean I have to wear tie-dye and smoke pot? And if I'm a vegan, does it mean that I have to wear vegan clothes? And if I want to still be a professional, do I have to hide my tie-dye? Or you understand what I'm getting at? These different types of people, these different buckets. When we're trying to find ourselves, we start to ask ourselves the question, do I fit in this bucket? Where do I belong? Where's my tribe? Who do I identify with? And the beauty of this is you don't have to fit into any one bucket, that you can be a hybrid. And I'll just continue to use myself as an example because, as always, as a leader, I'm just a couple steps ahead of you. I don't have it all figured out all the time. And so I'm going through this a lot of the times too. So I will say that, having been in the corporate world for a very long time, nearly 20 years, I wore suits and I wore heels and I played the role, I played the part. And there was a certain requirement of that to be able to excel. And, heels actually, when I really dug into it, why I like heels, they feel nice and sexy sometimes. But there were days where I knew I was going to a meeting with all men and they were tall and they were big energies. And to have flats on put me at a disadvantage energetically, that to have heels on elevates not only your physical body, but also your presence. And they're again, just recognizing the roles that were played and really looking at, am I that person? And the fact of the matter is, yes, a little bit I am. And so then, the cognitive dissonance comes in and says, well, if I'm a little bit preppy or I'm a little bit professional, can I be spiritual? Am I not spiritual because I don't wear, headdresses or whatever the thing is, right? That in it may even, and it likely is only our perception, that other people may not share the same perception, that in order to be spiritual you have to do XYZ, right? And so there's the professional part of me. There's the part of me that likes to be a little bit preppy. There's the part of me that likes to wear heels. There's the part of me that meditates. There's the part of me that prefers not to eat animal content very often, if at all. There's a part of me that loves yoga. But there's also a part of me that loves weightlifting and body pump. There's a part of me that loves to be natural, and I don't color my hair anymore. I used to bleach it every 4 to 6 weeks, and now I embrace what it is. So there's a part of me that's natural, but there's a part of me that loves to be girly and play with makeup and feel pretty. And it's okay to be a hybrid. It's okay to not fit in a box. It's okay to be all of you. In fact, especially as we start to dig into the study of self, and I've talked a little bit about this before, but in order to understand your life purpose, especially after trauma healing. So the progression of my work is to help you heal the trauma so that you can step into your life purpose and also make a living doing it. And in order to do that, in that middle piece, to understand what is your life purpose, what are the gifts and talents and strengths that you have to offer to the world, you have to understand who you are. And who you are, you may start with trying on these different types of person. I may want to go for a week or two and dive deep into extreme fitness. Maybe I want to be a body pump instructor. And I'm going to discover that I love the weightlifting, and I love the fitness, and I love the strength in my body, and I love the connection with my highest potential physically. But I'm not meant to be an instructor. I don't enjoy that. I don't want to put all of my energy there, right? So there's a piece that I take, and I've talked about sort of your soup of life too, right? That we're going to mix and match some of these pieces. We're going to add a little soup. We're going to add a little starch. We're going to add some vegetables. We're going to add some salt. We're going to taste it tomorrow, and we're going to discover I like some of this and I don't like some of that. And so then we're going to add something else, right? I love yoga. My nervous system cannot take every day, all day weightlifting, super body pump music. Sometimes I'm going to need a little bit of yoga. Well, maybe I should be a yoga instructor, right? Dive 2 weeks into that. 3 months is what I did, right? 200 hour yoga teacher training, all things yoga. Yes, I love yoga on certain days. I need yin yoga, especially when my nervous system is overly activated. But there are days where that's just not enough, and I feel like I'm going to fall asleep, and I am multi-passionate, and so I want to switch things up, and I want to try different things on. And you get where I'm going with this, is one, we shouldn't be judging somebody whether or not they're spiritual enough based on how they look or what they do. And two, we should allow ourselves the freedom, the expansion of expression and multi-passionate interest to be able to, and there's now a butterfly outside the window. So the evolution, the transformation that can happen as we allow ourselves to go into the chrysalis and become like jelly, as the butterfly is literally just mush before it comes out, and it strengthens its muscles as it flaps its wings and pushes open that chrysalis. So allow yourself to be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That your value and worth are inherent. They are there when you're born, and they will be there when you die, and it doesn't matter what you do in between. Your value is not based on who you are or what you do, other than the fact that who you are is a child of the creator. You are the only creation animated with the breath of life, right? That your value is inherent because you breathe. And so you get to be who you were made to be, or whatever feels in alignment with you. And that is sort of the key takeaway here, is what turns you on, what lights you up, what raises your vibration. Because the purpose of being here is to set yourself free, is to self-actualize fully, to reach your highest potential. And you're never going to be able to do that by forcing yourself to do things that you don't want to do, or to be a person that you don't fully align with. And very likely for the vast majority of us, we're not going to fully align to one type of person. That we're a little bit of a lot of different things, and that's okay. So start to play, start to figure out, who are you? How do you want to express? What is your unique combination of all of these different things? And embrace that. Be, what do they say? Unapologetically you, right? Do what you want to do because it feels good to you. And of course, I will always say that with a caveat. This is not about being lazy. This is not about a bag of potato chips on the couch because I don't feel like getting out into the world. There is a certain level of discernment and discipline that is necessary. And I tell you, the rewards on the other side of discipline are tremendous. But the discipline to get yourself up off the couch and go do the thing that you know is going to make you come alive, that's what I'm suggesting. If you're forcing yourself to go to a job that is sucking your soul dry, that is what I'm not suggesting. Okay? All right. Do what you need to do for you, not because of how it looks to others or the message it sends to others. It's not about them. It's about you. Okay? With that, I will close. I love you guys so, so very much. Welcome to another week and another opportunity, another day, another opportunity to express yourself fully. Enjoy the process of discovery. Enjoy the process of freedom and allowing yourself to be free to express and explore. All right. Please do like, subscribe, and share if you know anyone who could benefit from this video. An emoji comment would be greatly appreciated if that's all you can offer today. Otherwise, please do click this button to subscribe to make sure you're notified of the next video. And if you'd like more today, this one is picked just for you. All right, take care. Namaste, my friends.